Well, welcome to all that are joining me right now for Liverpool 12 Man Show here. Um, yeah, very somber announcement was made today. But as always, I definitely want to be sure to get out there and try to put some type of positive aspect or look onto it. Today's definitely different. I mean, it's very different. Very different for a lot of us out there. I know. Big up to everyone that's joining me today. I know there's a lot of different emotions that are definitely going out all over. It's kind of hard to difficult to find the words or to even put together a lot of the things that you want to say. Especially for something that we weren't necessarily prepared for. But big up to all of you that have joined me again. Nigel, Red for Life, Dustin, Barry, Trap Joe in the house. I see you. Psychedelic Shaolin. I see you all. Ozan Kabak, yes, he played center back. I definitely see you all because it means something to be able to. It means something to me to be able to at least have a place or a place that you can actually, find some comfort. And it's going to be hard. I mean, it's going to be very difficult today to get through today's episode. I'm going to be honest with you. I know it's going to be out there for forever in the internet world and everything else to see me get all a little bit choked up in what I have to say and everything else. But let's just go into it, okay? I tried to put together. I had to write it down a little bit because, be honest with you, because just trying to come off the dome I would have gotten wrapped up in too many emotions or too many this and that's. And I definitely wanted to be a little bit more poignant and respectful, I guess you could say, Big up to Mark Forrest. I see you. Philly Liverpool FC, I see you as well. Look, let me begin by this. Klopp obviously made his announcement that he's running out of energy. These are his quotes. These are what he had to say. He said, "I'll be leaving." He said, "I will leave the club at the end of the season." I can understand that's a shock for a lot of people in this moment when you hear it for the first time. But obviously, I can explain it, and I can explain it, or at least try to explain it. He says, "I love absolutely everything about this club. I love everything about the city. I love everything about our supporters. I love the team. I love the staff. I love everything. That I still take this decision properly shows you that I'm convinced it's the one I have to take. It is that how can I say this? That I'm running out of energy." Klopp said he didn't want his announcement to distract from his targets before he walks away. Let's not really go for it. Let's now really go for it, he said. The outside world want to use this decision to laugh about it, blah, 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 want to disturb us. We are Liverpool. I want to stress that. This is me speaking. That statement resonated really well, and you'll see why. He goes on to say, let's make a strength of it. That would be cool. Let's squeeze everything out of the season and have another thing to smile about when we look back in the future. Liverpool also confirmed that assistant managers Pep Linders and Peter Crouch and elite development coach Vitor Matos will leave at the end of the season as well. It's weird, man. It's so weird because, look, waking up from a 2-day birthday recovery, which is what I was doing, I truly felt like I was Bill Murray in Groundhog's Day. For those, again, who haven't heard or tuning in or watching this on replay, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but this is some really, really, sad news, if not bad, but sad. Certainly sad news. It took a moment for me to decompress everything I was listening to, whether in his press conference or I watched a personal interview that he did from the same interview room that he talked about Liverpool 2.0 and about this resurgence and this devotion and dedication to making this foundation that we're witnessing today. There was a lot because our manager resigned last year, and it was on paper for him to continue until 2026. Intensity is the fundamental energy source of Klopp's system. And the moment he said he was nearing emptying the gas tank, it made sense for him to step away and rejuvenate his energy base. Because let's just be honest, I know we all think otherwise at times, but he is a man despite his superhero aura. And going into this year, since he informed FSG of this decision in November, he made it his mission to set up this franchise right with a foundation for the future. His target being to win everything, and he could and keep the light on for the next manager to move forward. It's tough. This is really difficult to do, right? Because, like, yeah. Let me prevent this possible likelihood of rivals, haters, and wolves in Reds clothing by killing the conspiracy theories right here and now. Look, for all the FSG out people, Klopp put that conspiracy angle to bed early and definitively. He said it had nothing to do with them, and if anything, they did everything they could to convince him otherwise of his decision. It had nothing to do with signings or conflicts of interest, none of that bull crap, none of the, rumor mill, hogwash. Let's just push that to the side. I don't even want to deal with the FSG outers or inners or whatever the hell it is. To the Klopp outers, bravo. Your day of uncertainty for our club is nearly at hand, and it is the day you have been complaining about at every turn in the road. Much like new players and even new ownership, a new manager is inevitable. Change comes for us all, but how we are prepared for that change will separate the successful from the unsuccessful. So, to the Klopp outers, whatever. To the bottom Reds, all right? Now I'm going to say this with heart. To the bottom Reds out there, your negativity and divisiveness are a real albatross to this club. Say what you will about my supportive demeanor or positive outlook for this club. I understand that the more prominent channels at least, are not the ones with bright lights, but ones with misery. And where misery often is, those that search it out, they look for its company, and that's what you tend to find. So you can be objective and constructive with criticism while keeping your eye on the prize. That's what I want to do in my life. That's why I hope that I pass on to those out there, those other Reds out there that support not only this channel, but support the club, support the essence of what it means to be a Red. So to those that want to continue this walk with me, I appreciate it. And I do sincerely, really, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate the fact that you're making this walk with me, because this Reds community, which I love, this club that I love, the city that I've taken on as being something that I love as well. Everything it stands for and represents across the globe means something to me, and I continue to try to push that on through every episode and every engagement that I have with you on this channel. So let me emphasize this. Klopp is leaving, but he hasn't left yet. I stress this point because we still have so much on the table. I believe as a Red, it's a wake-up call for all of us to enjoy these final moments with not only one of the best managers in my lifetime, but one of the best managers, period, end of sentence. I really realized that the players were told this morning of this announcement. It must be difficult for a lot of these players to understand the importance of what a lot of this is going to mean to them and the directions and decisions that they'll make for their own future. But, we're going into this FA Cup match on Sunday, one of the many competitions we're still in. And it's going to be an even more daunting mission for us all. It puts a heavy weight on all of us as supporters as well. I mean, there will undoubtedly be rivals and foes outside our fan base, and even within our fan base, there will be those that use this opportunity to attack us and weaken us, or to weaken our resolve. It's what Jürgen Klopp said in his interview. There's going to be those that try to take us down, use this opportunity to make the most of our weak points, and it'll take real strength and real resolve and reserve and determination from us all to continue to hold each other up. It really means something, because there's plenty of Chicken Littles out there who cried the sky's falling in every turn of the road here. They want to be quick to wave the flag when we have the accomplishments, but even quicker to wave that flag when they see these opportunities to strike and to bring about any bit of sorrow to us. And that's unfortunate that those people exist in the world. I know that a lot of them sit on countless platforms, because I watch on so many different platforms on YouTube, or the various Twitter, Facebook, whatever. And I know that they contort and try to get each and every way into uncomfortable positions to act as if they were with us this entire ride, supporting this coach, supporting this club, supporting this team, supporting these players, supporting each other. That's possibly the most anguishing reality, is that when you see these flip-floppers representing your club's fan base and having the spotlight of positivity on them, and they use that platform or these platforms to project nothing but the opposite energy. The same. I'm not naming people. This isn't someone I'm trying to call out people or whatever. But I'm not one to try to stoke the flames of discontent or anger. It's more so. I'm looking at this as a happy moment for a coach that's brought me a lot of joy, and growth, even through some of the sorrow and sad points, and there's been plenty of each. But if anything, it's brought new relationships with fellow supporters. It's brought new horizons and new heights for this club, and new heights for this club that I love and I know that you love. And I think Klopp will most likely use this opportunity to, go home, spend time with his grandchildren, be a part of the world in a different way. And I hope that it brings him the peace, and I hope that it brings him the energy and upliftment that I know that each one of us, or a good majority of us, hope and try to project for him to take on as energy sources for him to be Jürgen, just to be Jürgen. So before I start to go through the comments and go into some of this stuff with you guys today, I wanted to say, let's enjoy this year and have our goodbyes when it's time to do so. Because until then, I should say, I want to make sure that we all understand you'll never walk alone. I'll always be there for you, supporting this club, supporting you, supporting the city, supporting everything that it is to be a Red. And I really do appreciate you tuning in and being a part of this, which is a sad and somber day for a lot of us that are having to deal with what we're having to deal with. So that's what I wanted to say. Let's get into it. I'm going to open up and see what you guys have to say. Let's see. It's going to be hard. It's going to be definitely difficult. I'm going to have to go through some of these before I read them out. Ozan says he's absolutely devastated. I'm with you there, brother. I'm with you there. Mouth is still on the floor, he said here. Philly Liverpool FC. Let's freaking win this league for Klopp. Excuse me. I agree with you completely. If anything, it means there's so much even higher emphasis on this year than ever. We talked about a LFC 2.0. Well, this is what I think it is. I think it is, it's like, it feels like The Last Dance, like that. It feels like, I'm not a Chicago Bulls fan, but it feels like that Last Dance, knowing that one of the key components and a lot of the foundational pieces for that are going to be leaving at the end of the year. Red for Life says, big up Kloppo, our gaffer. I agree with you on that one. Nigel saying, extremely depressing. He said that he's a grown man, but he cried today. I can understand that, man. I can understand that. I couldn't I woke up this. I'm telling this, I'm an honest person, so I woke up thinking like, this is surely not happening. I literally woke up this morning for some reason earlier than ever, maybe because I took the whole day off yesterday, and I woke up this morning, saw and heard what all these updates were coming in, and I just said, I'm going back to sleep. I'm in a night. This is a nightmare I'm living right here, and woke up to the fact that is the truth. It's kind of tough, definitely tough. Trap Joe says, I'm still in shock. The LFC that I love will be different from now on. I wonder if the other big players will renew their contracts after this or not. These are like some very big questions, very, very big questions. Very big questions, Trap Joe. That's immensely. You're right about that. Barry says, lost for words. Yeah, it took me a while to find my words, to be honest with you, Barry. It took me a while. And even when I tried to like write them down, it was still difficult. Still very difficult, because it was just like, it's tough. It's tough. Yeah. Big up, Red for Life for sure. Second up, Shaolin says, big up 12th man in the chat. It's a sad day today. Yeah, man. It is definitely. Thank you, Dustin. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for Liverpool FC too. Thank you very much. Very, very much. This is not necessarily. I definitely would have preferred this. Well, I would have preferred if my birthday present was Jürgen re-signing an extension to this contract and seeing it through. But yeah. But big up 12th man. It's a very sad day. Definitely. He is taking a year off, by the way. Philly Liverpool FC. He is taking a year off. He's probably going to. This is only my perception, but I believe that what he's going to do is he's going to take off a year. Like I said, he's going to just enjoy being. He's never going to be a regular quote unquote person. He's always going to have that. He's always going to have the fact that he's Jürgen Klopp, and that people recognize him. But I think it's going to be a time and place where he's going to, be able to, again, I remember him mentioning about his grandchildren, about his family and everything else. It's going to be a time where he's going to be able to do things like understand he's going to be able to wake up on a day and say, hey, you know what? I don't have to go to the grounds and go and, be with my other extended family. He's going to be able to spend time with his own family. And I think that what it also opens up for him is the opportunity to take on. I think he's going to be taking on the coaching job for Germany. I think it's a prime time for him to do so. I think it's an opportunity for him to, take on the job at Germany and understand that he can be able to be close to home, be close to his native tongue, and not have, necessarily people trying to interpret what he says in English. It's going to be like a different mindset, but I guess we'll see when he makes that decision at the end of the year. Red for Life is saying he's been such a huge part of what Liverpool is and has become. He deserves our support and appreciation in every game from now until the end time he departs. Big up, Kloppo. We are Liverpool. You'll never walk alone. Red for Life. That is, I'm gonna star that. That's a great statement. Red for Life. That's ultimately like a main sentiment of what I agree with completely too. I definitely agree with that completely. Mark, how are you doing, Mark? I know Mark from other broadcasts as well. Good up, big up, big up. He says, sure, he's going for the German job, but still shocked the refs have an agenda against Klopp and our team. Hey, if there was ever anything, Paul Tierney, Simon Hooper, geez, what is the long list of like referees that tend to have a thing against this manager? Bravo to you too. Bravo to you too. I guess he's just basically done and tired of the apologies from the PGMOL. He's done with that. He's done with listening to this crap. Let's win the league. Let's definitely do that, brother. Let's definitely do that. Nigel says Jürgen will never leave without a successor. He's too much of a nice guy. Step up, Pep Linders, leave, negotiate a contract, come back as Liverpool FC new manager. There's always the possibility of that. There's always the possibility that, who knows, maybe it was a wake up or a surprise message for him, but maybe he does what Sir Alex did, which is, Sir Alex had a time and moment where he decided he was going to lay down the reins of being Manchester United's coach, and then reconsidered and came back and reconsidered and came back as, and made a go for it, But I don't necessarily see him doing that per se. I think he's pretty set. I mean, he made this decision in November. I don't necessarily know why he made it. Why he made the announcement, 2-3 days before our FA Cup match, but it is what it is, right? We just roll with the punches and we just continue to walk on. I'm so glad that Jürgen is a Red. He'll be a Red forever. I am too. Always in the mind, heart, and soul for sure, no matter what. I thought the players knew back in November. That's what I saw. Yes, I don't think the players knew back in November. FSG knew back in November. I think he made the announcement to them, and they decided not to. I was told that the announcement. Now, whether maybe they did know, I'm not certain, but I know that the players were told that he's making the announcement today. So whether they knew, whether they, whether they've been keeping it, under wraps this entire time, I don't know. That's a good question. Big up to Brian. Big up, Brian. Yeah, what a day, brother. What a day. Definitely. Let's see. Mark says, might be the start of a new downfall. I really hope not. Yeah, brother. I hope not. It's definitely going to take time to sink in. That's definitely for sure. And Rasta Crab, big up, Rasta Crab. Rasta Crab, representing Bajan Reds TV. Big up to you and the crew. Let's see what else. Big up, I love Liverpool. Big up, brother. Somber day, definitely a somber day, but as always, we walk on together. That's how I see it. Definitely, we walk on together. Yeah, Barry, this is worse than a breakup for sure. This is worse than a breakup. I actually handle my breakups. I handle my breakups a lot better than this. Oh man, I definitely handle them a lot better than this. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, definitely. Thank you, John Conway. Thank you. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. Give me any more birthday shouts. But yeah, man, it's really tough. Rasta Crab says, listen, we all knew this day was coming. It just happened sooner. We are Liverpool. Let's build and go again. You'll never walk alone. That's certainly true, Rasta Crab. That's certainly true. We knew this day was coming. I knew that we were going to have to all deal, like I said earlier, players come and go, coaches come and go, ownerships come and go, We as the fans, hopefully we remain, though, always true and true. And I mean, I'm certain there are plenty of fans that go, or what do you call them? Fair weather friends or fair weather fans, excuse me, out there. I'm sure there's plenty of them, but there are those amongst us that have been through some very difficult times with this club. I mean, even before the Jürgen era, there were times when there were moments where it was very, very dark skies ahead or dark skies above. And like everything and anything, we do our best to make the most of it. We definitely do our best to make the most of it. Sorry, getting some updates, getting some text messages, crazy text messages come through on the phone right now. I am okay. I am okay. I am okay. I am okay because you guys are here with me. You guys are making this walk along with me, and I can't stress enough. I appreciate immensely that you guys are here with us, with all of us, whether it's the us in the chat or us in front of you, like myself, or us in general, metaphorically. I think I speak for all of us in the sense of saying that it really does matter. It really does make a difference. It really does make a difference. It really does make a difference. Let's see. What else would we say? Oh, appreciate it. Maddie Mad. Big up, Maddie Mad. It's going to be interesting what happens going forward. I am going to do a preview for the FA Cup game. I wanted to hold off on doing like this whole like reflection of for Klopp in essence, of his accomplishments. He's got a long list of accomplishments, so this isn't a eulogy. It definitely feels like a wake. I understand that, but I wanted to definitely make this less of a eulogy and more of an appreciation of what we have. At least we're being told. At least it's out in the open. At least we're being shared the information. At least we have time to prepare for it. At least we have the resources of each other to utilize to be able to get us through this moment. I agree. Appreciate that, Manny Mad. I am an Aquarius. But yes, it's more so, just going forward. I think that we have a lot to look forward to, despite what it is. I'm certainly not trying to downplay it, Brian. I'm certainly not trying to downplay this occurrence. I'm not trying to say that this is just another day, let's just keep it moving. But it's more so with this, I'm looking at it as like, I'm appreciative of the fact that this club has shown a lot so far. This has shown a lot in that we have a great deal of promise in front of us, a great deal to look forward to. I think we have some great signatures that we've made, by the people that have joined our club. We have some Cedric. Hey, brother, good to see you, Cedric. Good to see you, Cedric. We have some great signatures, some great players that have joined our club. We have some great players that have committed their allegiance to this franchise, and it's going to be a very big question. It's going to be a very big question. I mean, there's going to be plenty of different broadcasts out there that's going to say, have us linked with this coach and that coach for the next coach and that and yada, yada, yada. I don't know who's the next coach for us, to be honest with you. Do I see it as being Xavi? Do I see it being De Zerbi? Do I see it being Nagelsmann? Do I see it being Simeone, Moreno, Zidane? all these names are great names. Some of them fit, some of them don't fit at all, in my opinion. You know, does it mean like, you know, bringing in a new coach? Are they going to be happy with the foundation that's here? Are they going to want to like just, you know, basically, you know, take a re-cement their own foundation and create a new direction for this club? A lot of these questions are going to be out there for us to answer. A lot of these questions are going to be out there for us to answer, or out there for this club. And I say us, meaning this club, meaning this fan base, meaning everything about being a Red is going to be out there for us to have to answer. I definitely expect a lot of broadcasts to be out there that are going to be very, very negative. I expect a lot of broadcasts out there to be definitely taking aim at our vulnerability at this time. But I can't say another fan base that I would ever want to go through this fight with. I can't say another fan base out there that I would much rather prefer to take on this adversity. I can't say another fan base out there that I rather make this walk with. And like that part to me is more so reassuring that we're going to get through this, man. We're going to get through this, man or woman, I should say out there. We're going to get through this. And it means something that you guys are here. So let me see some other comments. Popping in here. Says Alonso will have much credit in the bank. More credit, excuse me. Brian says Alonso will have more credit in the bank than any other manager, but it's a year too soon, in his opinion. Our hand may be forced, though. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. I mean, look, Xabi Alonso still has work to do himself. You know, like there's no guarantee that he's going to win the Bundesliga. There's no guarantee that there's not going to be some realignment that he's willing to go with by going to a new club and having to somewhat start all over in this pursuit. It's also a very heavy burden that he takes. Look, when I don't want to go through what Manchester United went through in trying to find a successor. I don't want to go through the rigorous downfalls of what they've gone through, pitfalls, I should say, that they've gone through in getting a manager, a stable manager that has the backing of not only the club, but the fans, has the backing of the players. Like every aspect, every leg on the table has to be sturdy. And that's a very big question for whatever new manager is going to be taking on the role. It's a huge question. And it's just, you know, when you follow in the wake of a absolute legend, it is not easy at all. And it's sometimes not something that you want to do, whether you are a legend in yourself, whether you're, you know, I could even put into that list Steven Gerrard being a possibility of a manager taking on the reins here at Liverpool. But it's just one of those things where you're just like, it's an enormous shadow that you will always find yourself in. And to have every last bit, you know, every last T crossed and I dotted, you know, to have that on, you have to recognize that shadow is going to be large and looming. So it's going to be interesting to see who we end up, who we take on. And again, I don't think that you're right about that. I don't think that there's any obvious candidates out there. Philly Liverpool FC. You and I are buddies, and we know each other very well. I know that is not serious. There's no way. Frankie Lampard is taking on this gig. I know, and I know that you're not saying that just to be funny. I know that you're just that's an actual question. I understand that, but there's no way. I'm with Mark here on this. I'm gonna say what Brian has. Excuse me, I already read that one out. Let me see. Now as he walking over G. Others gone, bare bones. I see what you have to say, Maddie. I see what you have to say. Carmino, Drunk Vigo, to you both. Carmino and Drunk Vigo. Good to see you both. I was chopping up with these guys on Frank's channel. Great channel too, by the way. If you haven't subscribed to it, it's well worth this subscription, especially since Frank has many different ties to Liverpool in not only living and breathing it as a Scouser himself, but he has incredible ties and history and knows a lot of history about the club. It's a great channel, great person to involve yourself with. So if you haven't subscribe to his channel, definitely be sure to look it up. Hopefully I'll be able to join him on a broadcast here soon for sure. There was a comment here I wanted to bring up. There was one comment. Yeah. Nobody wanted to be the guy who followed Ferguson. Moises couldn't turn it down and became a patsy. That's something, yeah. I mean, any coach that follows in Jürgen's wake is always going to have that mindset looming over him of hey, this is what it is. But it's going to be difficult to say the least. And this is what I agree to, Mark. Mark Forrest says, glad we don't have to make this decision. I am glad we don't have to make the decision either, to be honest with you. It's going to be a very difficult decision to make for FSG. I'm certain that because they've been told this early in this campaign, I believe that most likely, like a lot of things that FSG does, I'm sure that they have some algorithm out there working on who's the best candidate. And they also have most likely some means of being prepared as to who it's going to be and who it's going to be, who's going to be a part of it, who's going to be actually, what names and what people are going to be involved in the decision making. It's a bigger. That's a bigger question for me. I know that Billy Hogan was there. I believe Billy Hogan was there today at the press conference. Sitting beside Jürgen, kind of giving a presence for FSG in the announcement. But hey, we're gonna see. We're definitely gonna see. I agree with this too. I think I might agree. Let me double check. Let me really agree. I want to read. Be sure that I read the comments before bringing them up, because I don't want to. I'm not trying to bring up like too much that's going to get me a little wound up, if not like get me to addressing things differently. But let me see. Okay, I can read this one. So it says, can we talk about timing, which I think is extremely odd. Apparently players knew months ago. There was a random comment on a Redman TV live stream a few weeks ago. Can't remember who was playing. That's interesting. I do watch Redman TV, actually. Big up, shout out to Redman TV. They actually sent me a free subscription or free. This isn't like I'm not saying I'm a sponsor. They sponsor me, so it's not like that. But they sent me a free randomly sent me a free subscription to their services. It doesn't have an end date on it, so I appreciate that from Redman TV. But for now, I usually do tune in now, or try to make an effort to tune in to Redman TV. And I didn't see that broadcast, but that's interesting. Very interesting. And the timing is interesting too. It's very interesting too. there's never really a time, there's never really a good time to say goodbye. There's never really a time that's like fittingly acceptable to say goodbye or say, hey, it is what it is with them. I say that because there seems to be never a time that, unless it's for the wrong reasons. And he addressed this too. Like, I remember Klopp said something like, oh, well, it could be because, you're losing and and you just can't get, there's a lot of like, a lot of problems at the club and this and that, blah, blah, blah. That could be a reason why you get pushed out in essence, because you're just not, you're not measuring up to the bill, or he said himself, is his health or measure of it could be a question or something like that, and you leave because of like that. Those aren't the case. It's not that those aren't the case. He's not leaving because he's like going through a sickness in his time or going through a bad period in his life, or it's not like he's going through a problem. In essence, like, we're one of the few teams out there remaining that they're on every front, are competing on every front, and like, realistically, man, that means something. It should mean something to a lot of people, and the timing is very, very interesting. I don't think, though, there was ever going to be a right time to say this. I mean, whether it was Mane saying that he's leaving the club, or whether it was and the way that it ended up happening, or whether it was Jordan Henderson. I understand these are players, but still all the same, they have contracts, or they have relationships with the team and the fan base. It's not very easy to say and not very easy to do. It is something of a measured approach to say whenever the right time is. So I think the most important thing of why and what was the reasoning behind today, because today I was going to do a post-game reaction video or something, from obviously our victory of moving on to the League Cup final. But that's not what today had in the cards for me or for any of us, I guess. It meant that we were going to be, kind of like talking in a somber voice, but it's not like it's, again, I can't stress this enough. I've seen like headlines, and I always put a question mark on, you can always, and this is something that I say too, it shows the true nature of a lot of people, or the mindset of that person that has that channel or is trying to put out that broadcast or whatever it is. When they say, there, a lot of the or not a lot, but some of the headlines I read was Klopp leaves Liverpool, leaves as if he's gone. He's not gone yet. Do I understand he is going to leave? Absolutely. Everyone's going to leave. But he's not gone yet. I want to enjoy this last dance now that, you remember, you ever been at like a school dance, or you ever been to something where like, the DJ announces, hey, this is the last slow song, be sure to like if there's someone special that you want to go out there and get a dance in, that you have, this is that opportunity. This is that opportunity, man. This is that opportunity right now. This is that last opportunity to enjoy this run, enjoy the the essence of what this coach brings, the essence of what his fellow coaches that help bring out the energy and essence of what it is that he tries to emulate. This is that opportunity, man. And like, I want to make sure that we enjoy this. I want to make sure that, I've been, from the very beginning of this year, even during the summertime, especially, I've been someone that's been, called some different names by some people. I've been definitely been called to task with my romanticism of the game and my love of the game, of this beautiful game. Okay. I've definitely been someone that has been criticized, if not like mocked, okay, because of not only because of my positivity, but because of my belief in this coach, in again, in these players, in the fans, in everything that is this club. I've been mocked because who would ever think that you're able to who would ever think that you're going to be able to make this run that we're on right now? Who would ever have thought that we would have been in a position to win the league or to be on all fronts? I did. And I know that there are those out there that were with me on that. And Jürgen was one of them. These players certainly have come to understand the importance and all those different things that make up this year. And I think that if anything, you know what? Maybe that's the reason why they've been able to battle through a lot of what we've seen and been able to experience this year. Getting calls, getting phone calls, getting text messages. A lot of people trying to hit me up right now. But yeah, again, but yeah, the channel you're talking about has serious problems with the English language, but they knew what they were doing today. Okay. I feel you. There's a couple of different channels that put it out there like that, to be honest with you. I just wanted to say thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for supporting this club. Thank you for supporting me and supporting each other in this time and every time. This time and every time, I say. I really do. I really do appreciate it, man. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, like let's just say I know that's certainly true, Mark. No one said running a football club is easy. I know managers that do it. Yeah, or he knows managers that do it. I know managers that do it as well. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's definitely a very, very taxing and very, very oh man, it's taxing to say the least to be a manager, to wear the hat. But hey, that's why you get paid the big bucks, and he's taking it on impressively. There's one more comment because I don't think I put one of these up here, but big up to Ilo Liverpool. He says Klopp said himself, it's been too much for it's just been too much for too long. Basically, he's not a control freak manager. He's a football manager. And Realism says, I know I'm saying it was just a press conference. It has been on the touchline since that crazy run of going for the quad in 21-22 and ending it with a domestic double. Okay, I get what you're saying. Hey, let's just all, if anything, you know what I'm going to say in a parting I'm going to say in a parting message, in a sense, if there's any time that it means for us to band together as Reds, I hope it's now. I hope it's today. I hope it's every day going forward. I appreciate each and every one of you again. I hope that those out there can have some type of appreciation for our manager and for these players and for this club as they go through what will be even more of a heavier task, I should say, on their hands of trying to bring us glory, to bring us some type of resolve in saying that we are champions, which I do believe in my heart we always are and always will be. So, hey, out there, I want to say, continue to take care of yourselves, continue to take care of each other, especially. You'll never walk alone. That's about all I can say. I appreciate every one of you. I'm gonna end the broadcast because, I'm not trying to break down shed a tear on the broadcast here, because I know I've seen a lot of your messages. I've seen a lot of your, birthday shouts. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys even, championing this message. I mean, like, let's get this, if anything, let's get this message rolling. Let's continue to share, hopefully continue to share this platform that I'm on, and we can continue to grow this community that we're in, and, and continue to move on towards glory, move on towards what we all want to see, which is success for our club and our team, and for each other. So let's just make the most of this season, guys. Let's just make the most of the season, enjoy it for what it is. Yeah. And hi, Lord Matthias. Hi, Lord is in Germany, I believe, himself. He says, it's not just Klopp that leaves, mind you, you're losing Matos. I said that earlier, yes. And look where our youngsters are now. Liverpool is the club in the Prem with the most academy players playing minutes in the Prem. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Cedric. I appreciate you too, brother. I appreciate you. Definitely. I appreciate you. Each and every one of you, for sure. Nigel, big up. Big up. Yeah, don't do anything stupid, for sure. I agree with you on that. Appreciate you, Shalin, for sure. Big up. Realism, Jared. Yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah. Let's just get this win, let's just move on in the FA Cup. Let's just continue to push on together, and let's just, make the most of it. But I might have another broadcast later on. I'm not positive, but I will be doing, I most likely will not do a review for the, I most likely will not do a review for the game, for the League Cup game. But if anything, I will definitely do a preview. I hope that you're there for that. And I also will be doing, a show here and there. I do a show every day leading up to that. But the weekends here and the weekend, I have a busy weekend. But, my heart utmost and foremost is always with you guys. So I'll certainly be here. So I'm going to be out. All right. Until then.